So it is about 6:30 in the morning, and there's a lot of rattling and rolling out there. We're under a tornado warning, but it's calming down a little bit again now.
Yeah, for that one moment there, we had a Morris.
Morris.
Come here, Morris.
Yeah. Fat chick. So Irma has made landfall somewhere between Key West and Big Pine, somewhere in that zone. I haven't exactly heard the specific point, but definitely hammering the Keys right now pretty significantly, and we're sort of in between rain bands, and we should be getting another pretty strong band pretty soon, which means we'll be again under tornado warnings, I'm sure, for a little while. Flooding is definitely starting to happen locally throughout the area, but Irma is still packing a powerful punch. She is a 4 again, about 130 mile an hour winds. As that trough is coming down, it's starting to feed some of the dry air into the system, but it's still a powerful storm. So it's about noon, and we've been definitely getting some strong wind gusts coming through, and it's going to get a little bit worse over the next couple hours. But interestingly enough, we do have one kind of big damagey thing going on. I'll show you, but I'm not getting very close to it. We have a power line that came down right across the street. See, there's nobody in the house right now, but there's the line, and the power pole is laying right down across the ground here. So this is exactly why people don't need to be going out and about and staying around their house. I just kind of walked to the sidewalk just to get a little better view of it, but there's no way I would go over there in any shape or form. FPNL or something deals with it. But, alright, time to go back in. Getting a little more gusty. So it's about 2:20. We're actually just put our last board on here, or panel on here, because it's looking pretty wicked. And we're going to be getting one of the strongest bands over the next couple of hours. So. Blowing now, we're getting into a tornado warning, so I gotta go inside. Here we are.
Not quite to Wellington. Now the warning isn't quite to Wellington.
Here we go. Getting real.
This has significant rotation.
Looks like Marco Island winds.
We are still on the outer edges of the hurricane, but we're seeing these.
So this is how Gizmo's spending his hurricane day. Yes, no care in the kitty world apparently, until he realizes the dog is outside and he starts hissing and yeah. Pom-pom still hanging on there. So many of them have come off. Oh no, don't worry. It's blowing. So Irma is definitely losing structure quite quickly, and I can't really get on the computer because I turned it off and unplugged it, but if you look at the radar on the phone, you can see all of this dry air being sucked into it. The eye wall is sort of very messy and kind of nuts, so it's losing steam. But of course you can see our little blue dot over here. We still have all of these trains coming through before we're done. Couldn't come out here before, but I figured I'd try it out now just to see how the work. And this was catching good 10-15 mile per hour winds pretty straight up consistently. A couple of gusts to 20-22 is the highest I read so far. So we're on the downward slope. We won't get too much more than this unless something crazy happens like a tornado. Definitely lots of limbs everywhere. That's 23. Yep, about the same. 25. 11. 26. That's about it. Powerful. Alright. I think that's about it. By the way, I'm just right next to my door. Checking out the back of the house now. Yeah, I got a little knocked down on this fence, but that's not a big deal. So we have some pom-poms, and you can kind of see them right there, and there's another one right past the fence there, and they literally came off of those palm trees in the front of the house as well, so it's kind of crazy. Anyway. So we've got emergency vehicles down the road here a little bit. Not sure what's going on. Actually, they're going into that house there. But also the street lamp that came down is still on. Wow, this is actually pretty strong. We're going back in. Well, it's Sunday night, and our storm issue is definitely still raging out there to some extent, but we are on the downward slope of it here in Palm Beach County. We're watching what's happening over on the west coast, though, and they're still in the thick of it. We're not 100% sure exactly how the eye is going to go. Most of the projections are taking it just east of Tampa right now. But it did sort of jog a little west when it hit land, so there's some question marks there, but it's mostly going to go in that direction. So we'll take a little bit of a look here at the Western Atlantic water vapor loop and show you kind of what's going on. So if you look at this, this trough that's coming down here is kind of spewing some of that dry air in there, and you can sort of see it coming into the storm here, breaking it up a bit. And if you look at the eye wall itself in a closer image that I'm not showing you, you can actually see it definitely has disintegrated a bit. It's still there, especially the northern eye wall, but definitely losing a lot of its punch. Estimates are that it's probably going to be about a 1 or a 2 at the most when it hits Tampa, and really decrease from there pretty rapidly. But I definitely have to say, this was a storm that's going to go down in the record books in Florida.